Hi, and welcome to another edition of Stress Stoppers. I'm this week's host, Reverend Chris Rosso. This week we're going to talk about statistics, research, and definitions on stress. And basically, the idea is to help us understand those things in our lives that are symptoms of stress so that we can combat stress a little bit better. Let me start with a few definitions. I'm just going to talk about two. And the first is stress itself, a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. I know we all have those in our lives. We all generally experience some sort of stress. The other definition that I think is really important to look at is burnout. Listen to this definition: physical or mental collapse caused by overwork or stress. This is what we're trying to avoid, right? And one of the reasons we have this club, and one of the reasons that we kind of have this labor of love in this website, is to help each other avoid that end game of stress, if you will, burnout. So let's talk about some research and some statistics so that we can help recognize those stressors in our lives. There was a great study done by the American Psychological Association in 2007, and it showed that if you look at just the physical symptoms of stress, and we'll talk about those in a moment, 77% of all Americans say they experience one or more of these on a regular basis. And here's a breakdown of those, starting with the fatigue experienced by 51% of the people in the study and going all the way down to feeling dizzy. But listen to these: fatigue, headache, upset stomach, muscle tension, change in appetite, teeth grinding, this is especially true when you're sleeping, changes in sex drive, feeling dizzy. Now understand, if you have one of these, or even two or three, that doesn't necessarily mean you're stressed, but it is something to look at. Something else to look at are the psychological symptoms of stress. And in the same study, 73% of the Americans that were surveyed said they had one or more of these psychological symptoms. They include irritability or anger, racing thoughts when trying to sleep, feeling nervous, a lack of energy, feeling as though you could cry for, maybe no reason. And, again, these are taken together. There's a really good chance, if you're having a bunch of these, that you are experiencing some sort of stress, and there's a really good chance it's pretty bad stress if you're experiencing a number of these symptoms. And I don't want to stress you out even more by showing these to you. So here's the question: what does this all mean? Where are we really going with this, and what does it really have to do with us, and how does knowing these statistics help us combat stress? I'm just going to throw up a few. Recognizing that stress in your life helps you reduce the stress all by itself. Just sort of naming that stress and recognizing you're feeling it. Our body kind of has a natural tendency to start combating it, right? We have this Stress Stopper survey that you did in week 1 if you're enrolled in the course, and certainly if you're not enrolled in the course, you're welcome to take it anyway. To kind of hone in on those things in your life that are stressing you out. And, just taking a survey like that, and we also have a weekly survey. If you look at the upper right-hand side of your screen on the Stress Stoppers website, we encourage you to take that. We just put another one up a couple days ago. Because really, we want to kind of be of one body here. We want to recognize each other's stress, and we want to support each other in reducing it. Taking surveys like that helps us sort of figure out where we are as a group. And doing something about it, even if it's just taking a survey and just recognizing it, helps reduce the chance of burnout. And we're going to talk about a couple quick tips for helping you reduce those stressors in your lives. And, even a small or infrequent stress-reducing activity can help a lot. So you might ask yourself, what are some activities? Some of the lessons in this course are designed to help you specifically in those areas. But let's throw up a couple quick tips. Actually, I got more than a couple. I've got a few of them for you. Talking to someone who's a good listener is always a great stress reducer. If you're a visual person, look at a cherished childhood photo or a favorite memento. Looks like we put loom in there instead of look. But you know what? We're not going to let that stress us out. If you like pets, spend some time with a dog or cat. I can't tell you how often, if I've had a stressful day, just seeing my dog run up to me, at the end of the day, just reduces some of that stress. Whoosh, just, in a few seconds. If you like sweets, we don't want you to go overboard, but indulge in a piece of dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is a little better for you than milk chocolate, but if milk chocolate is what you have, that's cool. Going for a short walk, if you're an exerciser, working out can do that, but you don't want to overdo it, right, because that can stress you out even more. And take a break from technology. Technology is so pervasive in our lives today. Even this website. Oftentimes when I'm preparing to do some work on this website, it even stresses me out a little bit, even though the object of this is not stressing, right? But just a couple quick tips, and we're going to throw a few more up on the website in this week's lesson. Some links to the statistics we looked at, and some links to some other studies. And as always, you have all the resources on this website to help you and to support each other with. Because it's really this is a club atmosphere. It's not a class. And it's about supporting each other. So do that with the comments. You can always put comments at the bottom of this page. Or if you happen to be on YouTube and you want to comment directly on this video, feel free to do that as well. So, what next? Continue supporting each other. Continue commenting at the bottom of this page. And, if you're recognizing some of these things in your life, let us know. Because we want to know that the statistics we're putting up and the work we're doing is being received and people are hearing it. As always, continue talking to each other. If you have questions, you can email us directly, and keep coming back. We've got another lesson for you next week. You can always review the previous lessons if you weren't around. And as always, Stress Stoppers is here to help stop stress, not to add more stress. Thanks for listening.